Ashik, are we waiting for anyone else?
Yeah. No, we are on live right now. I just pressed the live button, so that's it. Hello everyone. We are having the live session with QA Higher Education, with partner with universities like Northumbria University, Southampton Solent University, Ulster University, and University of Roehampton, London. We are having as a guest today Mr. Hamid, who is the regional manager for QA Higher Education, and Ruhena Begum, who is basically admission assistant. So, students who are watching this live video,
I think you're on mute. Can't hear you.
so we are from British Educare. British Educare is formed in UK back in 2012 to help students to study in abroad. And we are partnered with QA, like a proud partner, and sending a lot of students to QA. So we are having Mr. Hamid and Ruhena Begum with us to discuss about the universities they are representing. So, Mr. Hamid, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, of course I can. Sorry, the mic that you're using is very unclear. We couldn't hear you properly, but I don't know if you guys could hear me.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Perfect.
Hello.
Hi everyone. My name's Hamid.
Yeah.
You guys could hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. My name's Hamid, as you guys know. I'm one of the regional managers for South Asia.
Hamid, can you hear us?
I can, yeah. I think our voice is cross-referencing. Is my voice coming a bit late?
No, you're perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Please continue.
I'm one of the regional managers for South Asia, so the likes of Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal. These are the countries that we mainly look after. As you guys are aware, we started to work with you guys not long ago. We've had a very good relationship so far. We just want to have an understanding about the audience that we have in Bangladesh now. Obviously, you guys are going to have loads of questions for us, such as, is it safe for us to study in UK? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be face-to-face? What are the requirements? What are the English level of requirements, and so on. So myself and Ryan are here today to answer any of your questions. Along with that, we're going to give you guys support in terms of what kind of scholarships you guys could get within our universities. We'll talk a bit more about where the universities are located, what the entry requirements are. And today we are going to be giving out scholarships to every single student that has attended today's event. We would mark you down as you have attended the British Educators event, and we would automatically authorize you guys to have that scholarship. So generally, this is what we're going to be looking at. An overview about QA. So just going into about a bit of overview about QA is we work with 4 international universities. The 4 international universities are, I think Ashik, you mentioned earlier on, it was Northumbria University in London campus, Solent University in Southampton, Roehampton University in London, and we have Ulster University in London and Birmingham. Within these 4 universities, we have like our undergraduate courses available. We got also have our foundation courses available, along with our top-up course, and as well as our postgraduate courses. So there's loads of courses. We've got a wide range of courses available with scholarships within every single course that you apply for. Within that, we also have our IELTS waiver. So that's something that we are going to provide you guys with, is if we can remove your IELTS, we would, and we will tell you how that can be removed. If we can't remove your IELTS, then there is another way of going around it, where we have our QA English test, which Ruhena is going to talk a bit more in detail about our QA English test. And just an overview about how easy it is in terms of what is required. And again, Ruhena is going to go a bit more in detail about what is required on a personal statement. So there's specific areas that we would want you to add on a personal statement. And then Ruhena was also going to go and talk a bit more details about how a CV should be and what are the mandatory documents that's required for you to hold a conditional offer letter. So that is an overview about what we're going to discuss in today's event. And it's an open live event, so happy to take questions.
Yeah.
I will leave, so my colleague Ruhena, she's also here, is generally support every single student that makes application with us. So her aim is to make sure that a student who has applied with us is going to unconditional stage. Unconditional is basically something that a student does not require any other further documents. They are basically ready to make a payment. And for us to get you onto that stage, there's a lot of work that requires in the background. And that's something that Ruhena will talk to you a bit more in details. Ruhena, do you just want to just let us know exactly how you support a student?
Hiya. As Hamid mentioned, so I'm Rahina. I'm one of the international assistants. So my job is to basically help the students get their unconditional. So when a student submits their application, it will go to our internal admissions team, and I'll be there to assist them. If there's any documents that are required or outstanding, then I'll be there to basically request it off the student, and it goes through to the admissions team. So as Hamid mentioned, obviously once a student is on unconditional, they are not required to submit anything else. That means all the documents that we initially needed, we have them now. So yeah, that's how I support a student. If they ever need any help or any queries, then they can either go through the agent or they can contact us directly. So yeah.
So
did you guys hear that? Because everyone went quiet.
Yeah, which is good. I think if everyone mutes themselves when someone's speaking, it's a lot more clear, because there is a background noise. I'm not sure where that background noise is coming from, but there's definitely a background noise which is interfering when we are speaking. I'm not sure how many students are on live. Would we be able to get some sort of idea?
We have over 70 students watching us, and well, there's one student here who wants to know what are the requirements for the scholarship program. Anybody want to answer?
Ruhena, do you want to do that one?
Yeah, so all of our students do get scholarships. It's just based on the course they're applying for and the country they're from. So they do vary. Like if they're applying for a 1-year program, then it will be a specific amount for a specific country. Whereas if it's a 2-year program, then it tends to be a lot more. Hamid, can I give examples of what they can be, or?
Yeah, so I think we are the audience that we are. Yes, I think the audience that we are looking at today is from Bangladesh. So we could go a bit more into specific about Bangladesh.
But it's basically depending on the country the student's from.
Yeah, so Ruhena, can you hear me?
Okay.
Ruhena?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. The audience is from Bangladesh, so we could go a bit more into details about Bangladesh.
Okay, so with Bangladesh, like I mentioned earlier, scholarship does vary depending on the university they applied for. So if they've applied for a 1-year program, for example, Ulster, so if they applied for an MBA program, then they're granted 2,000 scholarship. Whereas if they apply for the 2-year program, then they're granted 4,000 scholarship. They don't have to fill anything out prior to applying for the scholarship. Once they submit the application, we automatically apply it. So once it's gone to the admissions team and they're assessing the application, we'll let the admissions know that the students applied for a 2-year program, so they should be granted 4,000 scholarship. Make sense? And that'll get deducted off their total tuition fee.
Is there an IELTS requirement to avail the scholarship program?
Yeah, so it's just going back to that.
In terms of IELTS, scholarship doesn't really have anything to do with their IELTS. Their scholarship won't waive their IELTS or anything, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Scholarship's a separate thing.
Just going
Yeah?
back to the scholarships, the listeners are listening to us, so I just wanted you guys to be aware. If you guys are ready to make an application, we are in a position to take applications currently. Every single student who has made an application through British Educate today would be automatically given that scholarships. As Rohanna has mentioned, every single student here is eligible for a minimum of £2,000 scholarship. Minimum. That is the minimum that you could get. But there is a potential where you can get 3,000 scholarship or 4,000 scholarship, 5,000 scholarship, depending on which university you are joining us with. If you look at Northumbria University, our Northumbria University master course is 18,500. Within that university, we are able to give you 5,500 scholarship. If you were to do a master course that is 18,500 with work placement, so it comes for 2 years. It comes with work placement as well. You would get a scholarship of 5,500. If you are applying for a course with our Ulster University, the master course there is 17,500 to 18,000. We are able to give you £4,000 scholarship for a master course with Ulster University, which also comes in. However, sorry, someone's got the mic on. If you just mute yourself, because there is a background noise. However, if you think of it as if a student did not want to do a master course with work placement, they are also able to do a 1-year master course, which is only 12 months. And 12 months courses cost you 15,000 or 14,500, depending on which university. And again, we are able to give you 2,000 scholarship on the Ulster course or 3,000 to 4,000 scholarship on the Northumbria courses. So the listeners, please note that you are all going to get scholarships. I think this should really engage you guys to make an application with British Educare and make them as soon as possible. We haven't got long left for application deadlines. We've got another 2 to 3 weeks left. So I would advise you guys to get in touch with British Educare, make your application and get that scholarships soon as. Going back onto the English requirement, if you don't have IELTS, Rohanna will talk to you about what our IELTS requirement is for Ulster University and for Northumbria University, and also a bit more detail about where we accept media from instructions, which we call MOI. Rohanna, do you just want to tell us about Ulster's entry requirements? So any students so you probably would have a lot of viewers who are listening, they probably would want to know if they don't have IELTS, can they still apply with Ulster University? And if so, what are the marks required for them not to be waived off IELTS?
Okay, so if you don't have IELTS and you do sit your IELTS exam, the entry requirement is for Ulster University, you need to have an overall band of 6.0 and each component needs to have no less than 5.5. Now, say you don't meet those requirements and you've previously studied your bachelor's in medium of instruction, so English, then we can accept this. However, if it's been completed in the last 3 years, then this means that you need to have a HSC mark of 55%. Whereas if you've completed your MOI in the last 5 years, then you need to have your HSC 75 marks and above. Does that make sense? So if you don't have your IELTS, but you've done your bachelor's in medium of instruction, then you need to submit these 2 documents and this will get sent to the admissions team and they can waive off your English. So you don't have to do any further English.
So I think that's a bonus for you guys. I think that entry requirement is going to get you. This is the audience that you are going to have. All the listeners here would want to know what the requirements are in terms of not having IELTS. I think as Rohanna has now said, yeah, if a student has done a HSC with 55% and done a degree within the last 3 years, they would not require IELTS. And that's where you are going to get most of your students, is students who's passed the HSC with 55% on English, media for instruction done within the last 3 years would not require IELTS. I would take the opportunity and get all the majority of the students that you are going to get are going to apply to Ulster University with the 55% mark rate. If you don't have the 55% mark rate, then as long as you have 70% mark rate and it's got above the 3 years, we would also accept that. See, but again, if you do have IELTS, great. It's only 6.0 we are asking for, 6.0 with no less than 5.5 for Ulster University. You move into Northumbria University. Northumbria University is slightly higher ranked university. It's in the top 27th. So because it is a ranked university out of 227 universities in UK, we are amongst the top 27 university in UK for Northumbria University. That requires 6.5 with no less than 6.0, 5.5. If you are from India, then we do waive off IELTS, depending on which board you are from. However, for Bangladesh, we don't, at the current moment, we do not waive off IELTS in terms of medium of instruction for Bangladesh. But if you have 6.5, we would take you on straight away within one of our courses. If you don't have the 6.5, I would recommend you apply to Ulster University, which accepts medium of instruction and also takes 6.0 as an IELTS requirement. With Solent University, depending on what course you're applying for, undergraduates are 6.0.
Students are ported at university.
Sorry, what was the question? Hello? Okay. As like I was saying, if you Solent University, as long as you have 6.0, you'll be able to apply for undergraduate courses. If you have 6.5, you'll be able to apply for postgraduate courses. Same concept is done with Roehampton University. 6.0 for undergraduate and 6.5 for postgraduate. Currently, we have freezed our recruitment for Roehampton University for undergraduate and postgraduate, just for South Asia students, so Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. But if you are from a different nation, you are still able to go through QA for undergraduate and postgraduate. We have our foundation courses available with Roehampton University. If you have finished your... I'm not sure if it's just myself. I hear something and then it goes pause. Rena, do you hear it as well?
Yeah, it's like someone's trying to say something, but then they stop.
Yeah.
Can't.
Okay. Just going back to foundation courses.
Just continue, maybe.
Just going back to foundation courses. With foundation course, any students who has 4.5 generally would be accepted to foundation. To get into foundation, all you have to do is complete your HSC with a pass rate. If you have finished your HSC with a pass rate, you'll be able to go to your foundation course. You can get a joint CAS for 4 years. If you have 5.5 with no less than 5.5, you would get a foundation course and a 3-year bachelor's as a joint CAS for 4 years. So if you have finished HSC, you can apply for a foundation course with Roehampton University, with Solent University, and with Northumbria University in Newcastle. You have 4 options for foundation course, 3 options for foundation courses within our 4 universities. And the IELTS requirements are a lot low, 4.5 or in some cases 4.0 or in some cases 5.0, depending on which university you're going with. Just moving away.
Okay. If students start applying right now, how long will it take for them to receive an offer letter?
Rena, I'll leave that with you.
So it depends which partner they're applying for. Normally, because it's busy times, it's taken quite longer than usual because we're receiving a huge amount of applications. But the turnaround time they've given us is 10 to 15 working days. It should be no longer than that. So once a student, let's say a student submit an application today, in 10 to 15 days, working days, they should receive an offer letter.
Yeah, I know it's not the current turnaround time that you wanted to hear, but the only reason why it's gone to 10 to 15 working days is because of the demand QA is on. QA at the moment is in a very high demand where students from all over the world are looking to join our universities. And that is because of the product that we have available is very appealing. And the fact that we are giving guaranteed scholarship to you guys is very appealing. And the fact that the entry requirement is not that much is also appealing. The fees are low. Our locations are one of the best. We are very centralized where our universities are. It's in London, and depending on which part you're going to, both of them are very heart of London. One is in Liverpool Street, which is the financial district, and one is in Holborn, again, very central. You can't get any central than that in terms of where it is. Being in one of our universities is very easy to get to. You have transportation pretty much wherever you are within London. If you think about where the university is only 2 to 3 minutes away from the stations. And we have stations literally all around London. Yeah, we have something called Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, and Zone 4, and Zone 5. We fall into the bracket of Zone 1, so you can see how central we are. Where we are, especially, Ruhena would be able to tell you a bit more in details with the university, Northumbria University, and Ulster University. It's very centralized, where we have a massive population of Bangladeshi community. So we have students where, if you are listening, you feel homesick, you feel as though, oh yeah, I'm going to leave my home country. Where am I going to get my traditional food? Where am I going to get my culture? Where am I going to get my faith? That's going to vanish away. No, you won't. We are also from Bangladesh, and we've managed to keep our culture with us. The fact that we have a massive Bangladeshi community not far away from us. So yeah, there's been occasions where a person has left his home country, came to UK. He missed his home curry, he's missed his family. He felt as though, but that was because he was very isolated, staying home. As soon as you pop out from your door, you'll be able to see the people that you will see in Bangladesh. You'll also get to see, obviously, you're in Britain, you'll also get to see people from different parts of the world. But one thing you won't miss is your home country, and one thing you won't miss is you won't feel homesick. There will be unlimited of things for you to do, especially on the weekends. If you want to go out, enjoy yourself, go to parks, and do something entertaining, that's something that you definitely can do. Everything is very close by to London, and the living cost in terms of London, it's not as much as what it used to be. There's a lot of support happening at the moment, especially when students are now able to apply for post-study work. You are allowed to work for 2 years after you finish your course. That is actually giving you a place where you should be able to make the money that you have spent within the university. So if you spend 18,000, surely within that 2 years, you would make that money back, plus a bit more extra money in your pocket for your living cost. And that's something that you would benefit from it. So studying in UK, massive for us. I'm sure Ruhena probably would be able to tell you a bit more details about why UK is very renowned and why people would want to study in UK. But one thing I would say is, out of all the 5 destinations, you look at America, you look at Canada, you look at New Zealand, you look at Australia, and you look at Britain. United Kingdom by far is still the number 1. Yes, we went down the pecking order 2-3 years ago, and that was not because there was no demand with students. We went down because we wanted to we've had too many interests, and there was too many international students coming to UK. UKVI, the border agency, wanted to limitize their international students, and hence why students started to go to Canada and Australia and so on and so. But now that we have come out of the European Union, we are now back on with international students. International students' demand is very high. We've now got the post-study work where you could work where you could work for 2 years. You still could work 20 hours while you were studying, and our master course comes with work placement. So not only you are getting a degree, you're also getting hands-on experience. You're also getting work placement. You're also getting a UK degree. You're getting a student life. You're also getting the culture. You're also getting a area where you are looking for a further job, but you've already built your CV by doing a degree and doing some work placement. So there's loads of benefit by studying with the QA partners. Ruhena, do you want to add anything about why you think students would want to study in the UK?
Yeah, so as Hamid mentioned, there was a student once who did come to the UK, and he did feel a bit isolated, and he felt that he was detaching from his culture. And for example, Northumbria is based in London. So right next to where we are based, it's in Liverpool Street. Like 10-minute walk is an area called Whitechapel, and that's a very Bengali community type of area. So that again shows that, you know, if like your main worry is that you're coming to the UK and you feel like you're going to be homesick, you shouldn't have to, because coming to the UK, you're going to have so many chances of making new friends. You're going to meet new people. You're going to meet people that are from all over the world. So it's a great opportunity to come, and it's a great experience. You're going to, like Hamid mentioned, you're going to get a UK degree, and the experience you gain is just going to be phenomenal. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, so here you go. There's so much plus points about studying in United Kingdom. If you guys are hesitating and thinking about what country to go to, here you go. As Ruhena said, there's loads of package there for you. Studying in UK. UK is one of the top destinations. There's more than 500,000 international students studying in United Kingdom currently. And 100,000 students from that is studying in UK and in London. So you could see in terms of the statistics that international student is really high at the moment, especially in London, but all around London, you got the likes of Birmingham, you got the likes of Newcastle, you got the likes of Southampton. All these destinations where our universities are based in is very, very student life, student culture, and something that you definitely could experience while you are doing a degree within our universities. Going back onto scholarships, I know we spoke about scholarships, that every single student will be given a scholarships. We are going to put a time limit on, so any of the listeners who are listening today, please make your application with British Educare this week or next week latest, so that they could submit it to us within the week after. We haven't got long left for our January intake. So just going on to our intakes, we have 3 intakes. We have January intake, we have a May intake, and we have a September intake. We are currently recruiting for a January intake. The demand for January is very high at the moment. In September, not all the students made it. And what happened was there was around 500 students who could not make the placement for September, and they were diverted to our January intake. So already 500 seats are already taken. We've only got X amount of students now that would sustain our universities. There is capacity in terms of holding students, but there is a limit capacity, especially with the COVID situation. Before, we used to have around 30 students in a class. We have now halved it because of the restriction, because of the social distancing. You now have, how you now works is you have a student, there's a space, another student, there's a space. So there's always a desk empty after you, so that you have the social distancing space. So from 30 students, it's now gone down to 15 students per classes. So this is why I say it's very important to make the applications right straight away, so that you are not disappointed making an application back in December, because you would not get the placement for January intake if you make application in December. Make your application straight away, so that in order for you to capitalize your offer letters within us. Rena's just going to tell us about what is required for making an application. If you guys got...
Hamid, before get into the application process, I would like to ask you how students are what are the students expecting from the universities, like the graduate prospect during this COVID, of course, a lot of students, they cannot start their class immediately after getting the visa. Like they have to do that online class, or once they get the visa, they will fly to UK. But however, after graduating, what are the prospects? Like universities like Northumbria, they are ACSB accredited. Of course, it has a huge prospect. But can you describe about other universities like Southampton, Solent, or Roehampton? What are the good things a student can find within these universities?
Yeah, we can. What I'll do is, if that's the case, I'm going to show you a presentation, if that's all right. Can I share a screen here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to share a screen here. How do I share it? Because I'm sorry, this is Stream, isn't it? StreamYard. Yeah.
So
yeah, I've got it. You just need to make me a host. Let me know when you could see my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Rena, can
Not
you see my
yet.
screen?
No, I can't.
No one can see my screen?
No.
Now?
Still no.
Okay, I'll try one more time. Share screen. Yeah. Let me know if you could see it now.
Okay, while we're fixing the screen, let me just summarize what you said in Bengali so that our Bengali speakers know what you just said in details. So basically, students can apply now right away. এখন January intake ঢুকতে পারবে if they hurry. So they should এখনই তাড়াতাড়ি British Educare সাথে application process শুরু করলে they can still go to January sessions. Yes, IELTS requirements এর জন্য 6.5 is okay. and we'll be providing like অনেক facilities দেওয়া হবে even after they go to UK যাওয়ার পর even like airport থেকে pick up করা হবে, and Bangladeshi অনেক people আছে UK তে, so they're gonna enjoy it there. It's a vast মানে Bangladeshi culture অনেক মানে exposed হবে. And what else? Yeah, that's basically it. Like auto paranai, like you can totally apply right now, and you can join UK universities January session as long as you have your IELTS ready, and your application can be done within these 2 months. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not having any luck sharing the screen for some reason. I'm not sure what's holding it back.
We cannot see your screen and cannot actually hear you as well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm having no luck sharing my screen for some reason. I've shared my screen many times, yeah, but look, I'll go into a screen where it's telling me to share screen, but it's not sharing it, if that makes sense. I'll try one more time. Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like the sharing screen is not working, but I don't mind just going into a bit more details about the other three universities. So I'll start off with
Yes, we can see your screen, I guess.
Say that again?
We can see your screen. I'm adding to that stream. All right. There you go.
Perfect. Can everyone see the screen?
Yeah. Can you see the screen now? Okay.
Yeah. All right. Just going into the 4 universities that we're going to go. I know myself and Roehampton covered quite a few bits about this part areas already, but also University is in London and Birmingham. Both of the cities are, like we said earlier on, very live, entertaining places. London sells for itself. Birmingham is only 1 hour, 25 minutes away from London. Both of the cities have airports, so I know a lot of students think about, when I land in UK, how am I going to go to Birmingham? How am I going to go to London? Within both cities, planes do arrive in both of these part of the cities, so you don't need to think about how you're going to commute from one city to another. Over 65,000 students are studying in Birmingham, and around 100,000 students studying in London. Both of these areas, again, if you guys are very socializing, like going out, entertaining yourself, going to parks, lakes, pubs, clubs, whatever, you name it, that's something both of these cities have. And earlier on, we spoke about how centralized both of these universities are. One is in Holborn, and the other one is in Birmingham New Street. New Street one is basically 2 minutes away from the station. Holborn one is 5 minutes away from the station. In terms of commuting to the universities, you could either go by train, you could go by buses. There'll be frequent buses available. One thing we have in London is we have a cycle scheme where a student is able to take a cycle out for £1, and he could have it for the full day. That cycle could be picked up from anywhere, wherever he lives, and it could be dropped off anywhere. You don't need to put it into your pod. You can leave it outside the university. You could leave it behind the university, whichever part you want. That cycle is, as soon as you take it out of the hostel, wherever you go and leave it, that's where the time frame stops. And again, there's unlimited amount of cycles. If you are in a budget where you're trying to save cost, cycle is probably the way forward for you. Students from 100 different countries. What that basically means is showing you how diverse the university is, and it's been awarded quite a few awards recently. So if you look at the shortlist of the University of the Year, according to the Times Higher Education in 2019, we've been shortlisted. Times Higher Education is one of the top shortlisting university guidelines that anyone has, and for us to be amongst that, it's an achievement for Ulster University. Our degree program, like earlier we spoke about, is developed in collaboration with the industrial professional bodies. What that basically means is we put our degrees in hands-on work placements. So a student is not just doing practical or theoretical work, it's actually more or less they will gain hands-on experience about the future career in terms of what kind of jobs they're going to go into, and it's one step ahead of where they're going to be in terms of getting into industrial work placement. top 5 in UK for participating in higher education in qualifications. So that was a bit more about also universities. Northumbria University, Rohanna, do you want to talk about Northumbria University?
Yeah, so Northumbria University is in London and Newcastle. So to get there, it takes 3 hours to London by train. So it's a quite decent train journey. So there's a large range of public transport options in both cities to get around. So you're not very limited. You don't have to just get a train. There's a various amount of types of how to transport to and from where you're trying to get to. There's airports in both Newcastle and London. So as Hamid mentioned previously about Ulster, if you're coming from Bangladesh and you're worried about not having to land in London or Newcastle, there are airports put in place. 1 in 6 people in Newcastle is a student. Sorry, what? 1 in 6 people in Newcastle is a student. So Newcastle offers outstanding restaurants and lively entertainment. So if you're very social and you like going out and you've had a long day at university and you just want to get out, go with your friends, there's a lot of options to go out. There's restaurants, there's cinemas, there's clubs, there's so much to do.
Yeah, while we're on that, one in 6 people in Newcastle, that's showing you how. So if you have 6 people there, 1 person is a student, that's already showing you how Newcastle is a student life city. Going in Newcastle, a lot of people think that being there, it's very isolated, it's so up north, it's going to be very quiet. Newcastle is actually one of the liveliest cities in terms of students' experience. It is a student hub, it is a student city. There's 2 top universities there. One is us, which is Northumbria University in Newcastle, and there is Newcastle University there. So you can see both of these 2 universities takes a lot of space in terms of the community in Newcastle. Sorry, Rohanna.
Yeah, so they have 2 campuses, one in Newcastle and London. They have been ranked top 50 in the UK by the Complete University Guide in 2020, so not long ago. They have more than, so Hamid, I can't see it. It's been zoomed out. I'm not really sure why.
Sorry.
No, I can't see. It's been zoomed out, so I can't clearly.
Okay, I'm not sure why. I could see my guide. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure why the slides are coming differently. But as Rehan is unable to see, I'll just carry on the bottom part because I'm already on the area here. Just while she was talking about 430 employers sponsors our Northumbria course. So what that basically is if you look at the professional bodies that every single university is out. Like Ashik Bhai earlier on said that we were accredited by AACSB. We have 62 professional bodies within that, not just AACSB, and we're going to talk about the 62 professional bodies later on. Over 2011 alumni have studied in Newcastle University from 167 countries. That statistic is showing you how diverse again this university is. It's showing you that people that generally study in Newcastle University go away with a degree. Our aim is to make sure that you guys are passing. We don't want every single student to come in here just doing a degree for the sake. We want you to do a degree that you could take back with you. And it's something that you would cherish and something that you would hold on to as a lifetime achievement. A degree does a lot to us. And if you look at what a degree has put into a person, it makes you a lot more smarter, it makes you intelligent, it opens up your mind, it gives you ideas, business insight, it makes you a lot more creative, it makes you a lot more knowledgeable. There's a lot that a degree brings into you, and it's something that's priceless because it's something that you are going to hold rest of your life. It's something that you could pass on to families. It's something that you should be proud of. It's something that you could share with your family, parents, and it's an achievement that your parents are generally proud of you. So that's what you're getting by doing a degree. There's a lot of benefit behind it. A lot of us do a degree. Our main aim is to make sure when we do a degree, we find a good job. Yes, that is generally the ultimate goal for every single person. And generally, that's what it does. A degree makes you more employable, it puts you ahead of students, or it puts you ahead of candidates that don't have a degree. So you are generally in the top pipeline in terms of being one of the first to be recruited. And it, like I said earlier on, it makes you knowledgeable, it makes you creative, it opens up your business inside. something that you can do later on. You don't always need to go and work for someone. You could also work for yourself, and it's something that develops your mind in a way that you'll be able to set up your own business. So that's a massive achievement about why I personally think you should do a degree. Going on to Solent University in Southampton, an hour and 20 minutes away. I love being in Southampton. If you could see one of my pictures, I don't know if you could see it. It's in the coast. It's in the riverside. If you're from Bangladesh, I probably would mirror that with Chittagong, where it is in the riverside, where you got a lot of beaches and things like that. So if you like being around the beach and the rivers, a quiet destination, go for a walk in the park, go for a walk in the lake, or go for a walk in the rivers. That's something definitely you can do. It's away from London. It's Southampton Solent is known as one of the safest cities and one of the sunniest cities. It's because it's next to the coast. The sun hits that part first, and it's very safe because again, like I said, it's in the coast. There's less people there. There's loads of students, but less people there. The city has been developed recently. They've spent 1.6 billion doing this whole city up. 46,000 students are studying currently in Southampton area. So again, it is a student hub area, and you'll have opportunities to do loads of things in that areas. You've got a Southampton football pitch, so students that are studying in Solent University have this preferential things about going to a football pitch like Southampton and watching them play. That's something you will be able to see. There's water sports there. There's international crickets. That's something you enjoy doing. That's something that you can do. Of 160 years of experience within this university, and the library is open 24 hours. That definitely helps a student who needs help. Sometimes you're in a home where you are sharing a room, you don't have the space to do your research, you don't have the space to do your coursework. Good thing is you'll be able to have access to the university library whenever you want. Go there, use the facilities, have your quiet moment, do your teamwork, do your group work. That's something you definitely can do because it's open 24 hours for you guys. So amazing statistics about Solent University. The university is still developing. They spent nearly 100 million doing the sports facilities. If you guys are thinking about getting into anything that is sports related, Solent University would be the one. Anything about any courses you're looking about, yacht, maritime course, anything with dramas, films, studios, that's definitely where you should be looking at Solent University, because this is where their strength is. This is where they mainly cater for. And the last university is Roehampton University. Roehampton University, like we said earlier on, you can apply for a foundation course there. First picture is showing you the campus where it is. It's in the UK's capital, 300 languages spoken there. So it's showing you again how diverse this university is. 100,000 students from are studying in this city. Yeah, one thing I like about Roehampton University is once you come to the university, it's very quiet. It's more or less like a natural place where you're around a lot of wildlife. There's a park behind, there's a lake behind, there's ducks, there's animals, there's birds, there's chicken, there's loads of things there behind that, so if that's something that you guys enjoy doing, you'll be able to look after that as well. There's an area where you could go up in the second picture where you could see there's cafes outside the universities, you could have picnic there. It's so if you don't like road noise, like we've seen in Bangladesh, as soon as you come out of building, you don't even need to come out of building. All you hear is horn after horn after horn after horn. There's cars beeping 24 hours a day, you name it. If you want to stay away from that noise, if you said to yourself, you know what, at least I give myself a 2-year break where I don't want to listen to any of the horns coming from any of these cars. Roehampton University, so while you're there, there's no streets for at least 5 minutes until you come across and cross over the road. That's where you see the next street. But around the university, I'll give you 46% of the university's area is open space with green space. That's to know nearly half the university is green space. It shows you how the area is in terms of coming out. There's no pollution, there's fresh air, and that's something that you definitely would, if you wanted something like Roehampton University to be perfect for you. It's in the capital. It's not a new university. It's been around for 175 years. They have recently done the library. Library is huge, 3 floors, again open 24 hours. 54 acres of parks, lakes, and woodlands within the universities. We spoke about how open the university is. You could see it from the pictures. You could go out. You don't have to be inside the building. You could just go sit on the grass and do whatever you need to do. 100 million programs developed within the facilities, and this is the London's only campus university. Well, London's only campus university. A lot of people would say, what does that mean? It basically means it's not a building that's been converted into a university. It was a university from day one. A lot of the university in London, if you look at it, it was a building, and then they eventually became a university. This university was built to be a university, so that's why it's the London's only campus university. That was a bit more details about the university. Ashik Bhai, is that all right, or did you want us to go a bit more details about the university? Hello?
Yes, Hamid bhai. Yeah, the university part is done. So I would explain to our audience in our native language so that they understand. So হামিদ ভাই এতক্ষণ আমাদের সাথে চারটা ইউনিভার্সিটি নিয়ে কথা বললো, বেসিক্যালি যে চারটা ইউনিভার্সিটি নিয়ে কিউএ কাজ করে, রোহ্যাম্পটন আর নর্দাম্বরিয়া, সোল্যান্ড এন্ড আলস্টার, এবং এদের বেনিফিট। আলস্টার ইউনিভার্সিটি যেমন মাল্টিপল ক্যাম্পাসেস, নর্দাম্বরিয়া ASCSB accredited for the business student, নর্দাম্বরিয়া ইউনিভার্সিটি ইজ রিয়েলি গুড। আলস্টার ইউনিভার্সিটি IELTS ছাড়াও একসেপ্ট করে MOI দিয়ে। বাট কিউ এর সবচেয়ে বড় বেনিফিট যেটা, যে কিউ তে ইংলিশ টেস্ট হয় একটা, যে টেস্টটা আমরা চারটা ইউনিভার্সিটিতে ইউটিলাইজ করতে পারবো। সো স্টুডেন্ট যাদের IELTS নাই বাট তারা ইংলিশ টেস্ট দিয়ে এইখানে পাস করলে দে ক্যান গেট ইনটু দ্য ইউনিভার্সিটি উইদাউট IELTS, যদি কেউ IELTS পরীক্ষা না দিতে চায়। বাট এই টেস্টটাও, এটা মনে রাখতে হবে যে টেস্টটা হচ্ছে IELTS এর ইকুইভ্যালেন্ট, and it's an online test, so you need to be proficient enough to pass the test. So কেউ যদি ইংরেজিতে অতটা স্ট্রং না হয়, যদি মনে করেন ইংলিশ টেস্ট দিয়ে পাস করবো, তাহলে কিন্তু এটা একটা রং কনসেপ্ট। ইংলিশ টেস্ট না, ইংলিশ টেস্টটা অলমোস্ট সিমিলার টু IELTS এর মতোই এই পরীক্ষাটা হয় এবং এখানে পাস করতে হবে। এছাড়া যেগুলো সুবিধা, যে স্কলারশিপের ফ্যাসিলিটিস বলেছেন অলরেডি হামিদ ভাই আমাদেরকে আগে। সো হামিদ ভাই, I would like to tell you that there are a lot of students in Sylhet watching us live together, like in a hall room, in a big screen, like almost 40 students, and they have a lot of questions, and they are supervising by under our like people over there in Sylhet, and they have sent some questions. So students would like to know the foundation entry requirement for Bangladeshi students.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Rehena's internet has dropped, so she's I don't know if she's able to rejoin the group. Would we be able to share the link to her again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so sorry, what was the question you've had? We've got a audience in Sylhet watching us live on a big screen.
Yes, and like almost 40 audience together watching us live.
Yeah, I think here, because we've been doing a bit of talking here, I think the nervousness should be gone away from your students. I think if you are nervous, put your question onto the chat box. Don't need to speak about it. If you're not nervous, would they be able to unmute and ask questions? Or is that something?
The students, they can only ask questions in the comment box, but like they are watching us, so we can ask the questions on behalf of the students and you can answer.
Yeah, so you could ask the questions, and I'll be happy to answer the questions. But I think a lot of the questions that we want clarity on, hopefully we have covered it during this presentation. There will be one more last process about I think we could do that internally with you guys about the application process. Should we do it with you guys internally and not with the audience, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mr. Hamid, I have one question for you. It is from the comment box. May I go ahead?
Of course you can.
Okay. So are you guys
in Bangladesh office at the moment?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Okay, so it is from Shoshik Khandakar. She said that she wants to know about credit transfer. So what is the deal about the credit transfer in UK and how it's gonna benefit them, the students? Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Good question. Credit transfer, I'll be honest, it's not something that you would want to hear. It's probably one of the darkest and gray area we have. It's very hard to do credit transfer, especially from Bangladesh, because if you look at the modules, the courses that they've studied, it does not marinate with the same course that we have. So generally, if a student has done 2 years bachelor's and don't do the third year in UK, in other countries is okay. In Bangladesh, the 2 years is recognized as 1 year to us, and the 3 years is recognized as 2 years to us. So it's very difficult to put them into a course within the same sector. Top-up courses, that's what we call it, a final year. You can do it, don't get me wrong. We have got business and creation. So if you have done a business course, I'll be happy. If you have done a 2-year course, a 2-year undergraduate, we'll be happy for you to apply for business and creation with Northumbria University, London campus. Hopefully that should answer your question. But again, going back onto transfer credits, we don't have the best luck because of the education system in Bangladesh, and UK is totally different. We are generally 1 year ahead in terms of your studies. If you look at our education system, we go into college in 11th. In Bangladesh, after 12, you go into it. So we're generally 1 year ahead. So this is why it doesn't always marinate it. But like I said, if you've done 3 years, you can do the 4th year to make it into a 3-year again, if that makes sense. Hope that answers your question. We've got Rohena back now. Rohena, some questions for you coming along.
I've been back all this time. I was here for a few minutes. Sorry, my internet dropped. So sorry about that.
It's all right. So Rohan, I have got a questions from our partners. Basically, they would like to know how long does it take to receive offer for master's program or undergrad program?
I think we covered this question already. So at the moment, it's taking quite longer than usual because we're receiving a huge amount of applications. Like, so many students are applying for this January intake. So roughly it's taking around 10 to 15 working days, but that shouldn't like demotivate you to not apply because it's like fluctuating, it goes up and down. So, you know, the admissions team are working as fast as they can, but roughly it's taking around 10 to 15 working days. So if you do request an update, we can chase the admissions team. So you're not left in the dark at any cost. Like, we are there still supporting you. It's just the waiting period can be a bit of a wait, but you will get your offer letters.
Yeah. So yes, like Sir Rohena said, it depends. It does go back to 1 week at one point, but later you leave it, the longer the waiting time goes.
Yeah.
At this moment here, you make the application now, you probably would benefit 1 or 2 days faster than applying, and next week where it's going to be delayed by another additional 1 or 2 days. So the quicker you make application, the quicker we'll be able to assess your application. The later you leave it, unfortunately, we are going to come to a situation where we're going to have to stop the application, especially from South Asia, Bangladesh, Sylhet. I know there's a lot of people here from Sylhet listening. Make the applications now, because there's going to be an area where you don't always, just because you made the application does not mean you are eligible for it. It needs to be assessed, and Rohena generally looks after that area where a lot of students are eligible but have not provided document the way it should. I know earlier on we said we're going to talk a bit more in details about what's required. Rohena, do you want to just tell us what is required on a personal statement and what is required on a CV?
Yeah, so when you submit your personal statement, it doesn't mean that that's your final copy. Like, there are times where you can send a revised copy. So if you do send one and it's not met the requirements, it's possibly because you haven't answered our 4 questions, which is why you've applied for the university. So if you've applied for Northumbria, then why you've chosen Northumbria as a university, why you've chosen the course that you've applied for, why you've chosen the UK, and what this course is going to do for your career plan. Now, when we want the the personal statement, it needs to be as in-depth as possible, because there's many times when we receive a personal statement and the career plan, when it goes for a revision, we will ask the student, like, could you just elaborate on your career plan or what this course is going to do for your future career plan? And they'll only give us one added sentence, and then that will go back to the admissions team. And then the more it goes back to admissions team and you're not answering the questions, it's just going to delay your delay the process of you getting the offer letter. So yeah, when we do ask for a revised personal statement, it is crucial that you are always being as detailed as possible. And what's that? Oh, sorry, I could hear background noise. Yeah, so you need to be as detailed as possible, and Yeah, so that's the 4 questions that we need on a personal statement. And on a CV, oh, sorry, go on.
No, so just on a personal statement, Rohena, when you said that you needed, the first question was about why the university. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that we need to add onto the personal statement for a student, for the listeners here? When you say why the university, what are you looking for? What is it that you need us to add onto the personal statement about the
So
university?
when we say why do you pick the university, you need to pick like facts and figures, like what stood out to you as to why you selected Northumbria University as opposed to another university in the UK, because this can contradict as to why you applied for this university, and they need to see what your intentions are and why you think this university is beneficial for you. So, if this university stood out to you as opposed to another university, that's what we need. So basically, you could compare to another university, but we don't really advise you to mention another university name. It's more just what really stood out to you about university, what can they provide for you, like whilst you do your degree. So yeah.
What about when you said the sector, why university, why the course? What is it that you want us to add on to the personal statement about the course? So where do we get that information from?
So this can all be found on our website. So if you apply for a course and you feel like it fits with your career plan or your previous education, then put it in your SOP, because that's gonna show us why you want to apply for this specific course. So if you're saying you want to apply for this course, then it all fits into it with each other. So if you're going to say I want to apply for MBA with advanced practice, if you've had previous background where you've done a business course, then add that in, because it will show, it all adds up and it shows that, okay, you want to do an MBA, so how's that going to link to your future career plan? Or how does an MBA, how would that be good for Ulster University? Like, why is Ulster University good for MBA as opposed to another university that can give you an MBA course? And all this information you can find it on our website, and what stands out for a specific university, for a specific course, like what modules are involved, like that can all be found on our website.
Yeah, I think the main important there, as Rohena said, is about the university. It's very easy to answer that question. All you're doing is picking up 2 to 3 modules from the course and say, okay, if I'm doing business management, what's important about business management? Business development, pick up that module, go a bit more in details about business development, why it could be important to you. You can take the information from our website, but you need to put it into your own words. Anything that's copied and pasted would generally get rejected, but we are happy for you to use the information from our website when you are writing a personal statement, but it needs to be in students' own words. So that's what, so Rehan has already covered why the university in details, and she's also now covered why the course in details. The last question is, Rehan, talking about future career plan, what is it that you are looking for in terms of what is future career plan?
So as I just mentioned previously, your future career plan would be, so what you aspire to do once you've obtained this degree. If, your previous studies, if that didn't help you to get you where you want to be, then how is this course going to help you? So what is it that in the modules, how is it going to help you to get to where you want to be? If it's a manager role, how will, the management side to the course help you with your future career plan? Because there's a lot of times when students are saying when they say, oh, I'm going to apply for this MBA because it will get me to a manager role, but you need to explain how, like what modules, how is this going to help you, what can you do further to get to that role that you want to be in. So we need a lot of detail, and we need it to be genuine. And the whole idea of, when you do mention that this course is going to help you with your future career plan, it gives us more of a reason to think, okay, yeah, this student really wants this course, and it just helps you. That really makes sense.
What if I was to apply for digital marketing, but I want to become a project management? What would happen as a future career plan?
What do you mean?
So the degree that I've applied for is digital marketing, but my career aspiration is a project management. I want to be a project manager.
So as you can see, that doesn't fit, because you're applying for one course, but then your career plan or the job you aspire to have, it doesn't really fit. So that's not going to really work. Or if you was to do a digital course, then you need to apply for a job that will get you to as to why you apply for that course. Like you can't say you want to do a course and then, for example, if you're doing cyber technology and then you want to do a business role, like it doesn't fit, and it does create a bit of worry. Like, okay, so where's this course going to get you then? And this future career plan isn't really based on why you want to do this course. So the course you apply for needs to be the job that, or the area that you wish to work in. So it all has
Yeah.
to link.
Just going back
Because
to that
there are
question.
times where we have, sorry.
Yeah, just going back to that question. So when you're looking at a student who's applying for digital marketing, but he turns around and says he wants to become a project management, you would automatically get rejected. Please make sure when you are writing your personal statement, personal statement is basically it's like a CV where you are applying for a job, but you are selling yourself to the university.
It basically describes you, yeah. Because
Yeah,
we don't know who the student is. We don't know who the student is. We don't know you. We're contacting.
Let me translate this message to our student in Bengali, basically.
Yeah.
Hello. So স্টুডেন্টস যারা হচ্ছে এতক্ষণ হামিদ ভাই আর রুহেনা আমাদেরকে বললো যে কিভাবে একটা পার্সোনাল স্টেটমেন্ট লিখতে হয় টু অ্যাপ্লাই করার সময়। সো পার্সোনাল স্টেটমেন্টে যে কোয়েশ্চেন গুলো ফোকাস করতে হয় যে কেন ইউনিভার্সিটি, কেন এই প্রোগ্রাম করার পরে ক্যারিয়ার প্ল্যান কিভাবে হবে এবং এই ডিগ্রিটা কিভাবে হেল্প করবে। সো স্টুডেন্ট যদি কেউ প্রজেক্ট ম্যানেজমেন্ট ক্যারিয়ার প্ল্যান থাকে এবং ডিজিটাল মার্কেটিং পড়তে চায় তাহলে তারা কিন্তু কোনো অফার পাবে না। আর ক্যারিয়ার প্ল্যানটা একটু এলাবোরেট করে লিখতে হবে যে এই ডিগ্রিটা কিভাবে হেল্প করতেছে স্টুডেন্টদেরকে টু গেট ইনটু দ্য মেইন ক্যারিয়ার প্ল্যান। যে কোন স্টুডেন্ট যদি এখন ইন্টারন্যাশনাল বিজনেস পড়তে চায় এবং ফিউচারে বিজনেসম্যান হতে চায়, এই ডিগ্রিটা কিভাবে হেল্প করবে তাদেরকে, এখান থেকে যে মডিউলস গুলো পড়াবে কিভাবে সাহায্য করবে, ওই জিনিসগুলো একটু এলাবোরেটলি লিখতে হবে। এবং এই ক্যারিয়ার প্ল্যানটা কি ধরনের, যে শুধু আই ওয়ান্ট টু ডু বিজনেস লিখলে হবে না, কি ধরনের বিজনেস করতে চায়, কিভাবে এই ডিগ্রিটা ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করবে ওইটা বলতে হবে। So Hamid bhai, we got few questions from audiences. So one of the audience he has asked how long gaps.
Ashik bhai, can we just do the one last part and then we'll do the questions? Is that okay? Yeah.
Sure.
I know we spoke about the personal statement. The second area because what we're our aim is to make sure you guys get an offer letter very quickly. And in order for you guys to get your offer letter very quickly, if you're getting the personal statement right, there's no reason why we need to write back to you to say we need another one. We would accept the one that you have given to us. And like Rohena said, the 3 fundamental questions, if they're on it, there's no reason why we would reject your personal statement. Other areas we get the areas wrong is your CV. And Rohena, do you just want to go a bit more in details, actually quite a lot of details about how a CV should be set up, what needs to be on it, and what they need to say? And I think that one of the question was study gap. That also needs to be mentioned, and you could just add on what kind of study gaps that could be mentioned onto the CV.
Yeah, okay. So your CV needs to mention all your work and educational history. The beginning part can give you a brief, like the top part where it will say a bit about you. So if you just mention like who you are who you are, what you aspire to do, that should be fine. It should have all your contact details. It should have all your educational history and all your work history. We can't accept a CV if there's gaps 6 months and above. Now, what I mean by that is if you've completed your bachelor's and that was in 2020 and it's 2 years later and you have done nothing, and then you worked, for example, you did a master's degree from 2020 to 2022, you need to account for what you've been doing, whether it was prepping for the course, whether it was preparing for your IELTS or working. It always needs to be accounted for. Any small gap in your CV has to be accounted for, because there's many times when students submit CVs and they were doing so they finished their bachelor's and they're applying for their master's, but there was a gap. And when I asked the student, oh, what was you doing during that time? They were saying, oh, I was preparing for the course. I was doing my research. I was preparing for my IELTS, but this needs to be mentioned in the CV, because the people that are assessing it, they don't know this. Me and the student might know it, but it needs to be in black and white. It needs to be on the CV. So any small gaps, whether it's from a HSC to bachelor's or any work gaps, like if you worked in a retail shop or then you worked in your father's business, if there's any gap between them that are 6 months and above, they need to be accounted for. You need to do it in month and year format. So from January 2020 to, I don't know, December 2021, and there's a massive gap, it needs to be accounted for. You should put it in month and year format, and you need to explain what you've been doing. Is that okay?
Yeah, just to add on to that CV, it needs to be in a month and year format. And what we mean by month and year format, a lot of students, listeners, viewers want to understand a month. So example would be January 2020 to February 2021. So you're not just putting the year, you're also putting the month, which is January or February. That needs to be added on a CV. You can't say 2001 till 2005. Again, that's just years. Add the month, which month it was. And as long as you're doing that, it's fine. Ruhena has given an example about study gap. And I think the question here, Ashik Bhai, do you want to just repeat that question about the study gap one? And we'll just try to answer that question.
So a couple of students asked, like, how long study gap will you accept? So in between, if they do not work or anything.
Okay, so generally we generally don't want much study gap, but we know in Bangladesh there's always going to be study gaps. If a student has done HSC, a 2-year study gap is maximum, because you know what, it does not make sense a student to take so much time out on his HSC and then go straight into an undergraduate. However, if the student has done an undergraduate, then you're allowed to have 5-year study gap. Not that we want to take all the students that with the 5-year gap, the less it is, the better it is. But if you go 1 year, 2 year, we'll accept. 3 years, there's a question mark. 4 years, there's a bit more question mark. 5 years becomes more of a question mark. 6 years, we'll say no to. Yeah. If a student is very strong, and has a very relevant work experience within these 5 years, and said, look, after I finished my degree off, I went and worked for a company called, one of the Bangladesh company, Bata, just say, Sandals, is it? Just say he's gone to work within that company. He's probably working as a manager now. He wants to become a director or something like that, and he's a master's degree. Makes total sense. Why he's applying for a master course, hence why he will go back to his home country and he's going to. As long as you are, end of the day, we do not know who you are. What you are putting onto the CV, what you are putting to the personal statement, what you are telling us is something that we have to believe you. So this is what we are going to do is whatever you tell us, this is your ambition, this is what you want. This is what you want to do, that's fine. Yes, I understand people change their mind. When I was younger, I wanted to become a fire brigade. Look what I'm doing right now. So people's mind do change. When you are young, yes, you want to become this, you're going to become, but later on, whenever you start doing a path, your path does change. I'm sure all of you guys here, the viewers, even Ruhena, what was it that you wanted to do when you wanted to grow up?
I wanted to work in a bank. Here I am helping you guys get your degrees. Yeah, I wanted to work in a bank, but you know what? Life happens. Things change, and it's normal. It's fine.
And that's pretty much probably very similar to you guys as well. Anib Anwar. Sorry, I can't see your name, sister. You're at the bottom, and I've got this logo at the bottom, which is British Educare. So your name disappeared, and Ashik Bhai, yeah. So your name disappeared. Sorry. But yeah, generally all of us had different career plans, and what we're saying is we all have a different career plans, but that does not mean you don't have a plan. Have your plan. It may change while you're doing your degree, but keep to the plan you have, because this is what makes you a genuine student. Later on, after you've done your degree, I know I applied for this course, but now I don't want to do it. I want to do something else, like what we have done. We've done a degree in an area. I've done a degree in human resource management. I wanted to work with people, but I'm still working with people, but I'm not working with people as like working in an industrial, within a HR, where is well-being, looking after well-being of staff. That's something that I wanted to do, but totally gone into a different line. So from a fire brigade person to a human resource management to education sectors. So yes, and maybe a career path may change again, but that is bound to happen with the experience you get, with the way life is going, and with the way things are set up for you. So yes, everyone here listening, make yourself a plan. What is it that you want to do? Once you come to UK, I understand a lot of you here want to come to UK, do a degree and make a settlement. That's something that we don't want to hear. Yes, a lot of you have that intention. Having that intention and what you tell us is something different. As long as you are telling us you want to do a degree and become this person, or set up your own business, or look to return to your home country, this is something that we want to hear. What you have as an ambition, what you have as a career plan, that's all in your head, and this is something that you need to create and make it happen. Any other questions? Ashika, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. So another student asks, can he apply with 5.5 IELTS score at the University of Roehampton?
Yeah, what course is he looking for? So 5.5 is only going to take you to a foundation course. but it needs to be a UKVI IELTS. If it's a
So,
UKVI IELTS,
yeah, that he has a UKV IELTS. So the student, his name is Sakib Chaudhary. You can apply to University of Roehampton with 5.5 UKV IELTS. Got another few questions. Student would like to know how they can utilize this post-study work visa. Can they get this visa into settlement? Can you give a bit of idea in this sector, please?
Yeah, so I won't go into too much details about settlement because that's not what we provide. That's something that as a counselor, you guys should be able to provide. But again, you guys are education consultancy and we are a university. So we would not encourage students to look for settlement. If immigration finds out that you are looking for settlement, your visa would get refused. You are applying to United Kingdom to come and you're spending a lot of money. They're going to say you spent X amount of money. Why is it that you have selected United Kingdom? And you have to give a valid reason why. If you talk about, oh yeah, I'm looking for a settlement, your visa would get rejected there. They want you to have a career ambition where you're going to do a degree and return back to your home country. And this is the students that are being successful. But you have to make it genuine. You can't just turn around and say, I'm doing a degree, I want to go back and look for a better job. This is a very generic, vague answer. Everyone could say that. You have to be a bit more in details about what kind of job you're going to look for and what the degree is going to do to you so that you're a lot more employable. I hope that answers you, but I won't go into too much details about settlement. Is that okay?
Yes. So few other questions. So Masood Rahman, the student name is Masood Rahman, and he would like to know whether he can study mechanical engineering undergrad program in any of 4 universities.
Mechanical engineering is available in Newcastle. So Northumbria University, Newcastle. You need to make the application online, but closer to the time, let me know, and then I'll give you the link how to apply online.
Thank you, Amit bhai. So Masood Rahman, you can আপনি মেকানিক্যাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং এ নর্দাম্বরিয়া ইউনিভার্সিটি নিউক্যাসল ক্যাম্পাসে অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারবেন। সো আপনার ডকুমেন্টস গুলো আমাদেরকে সেন্ড করলে উই উইল হেল্প ইউ উইথ দ্য অ্যাপ্লিকেশনস। অ্যান্ড জাস্ট ফর দ্য অডিয়েন্স উই উড লাইক টু নো দ্যাট আমাদের সার্ভিস স্টুডেন্টের জন্য ইজ কমপ্লিটলি ফ্রি। অ্যান্ড আমরা হচ্ছে স্টুডেন্টদেরকে ফ্রি IELTS ক্লাসও প্রোভাইড করি, অলসো হেল্প দেম with like the QA English test or English test arranged by the other university. So this service is completely free for our students who are applying through us to different universities. তারা free IELTS class করতে পারবে or free English classes করতে পারবে for QA exam এর jন্য. We'll help prepare them for the test. So Habib bhai,
we've got one more area. I think just before, Rohena, do you just want to cover the QA English test in terms of how the request should be done, how the QA English test is conducted, what are the do's and don't do's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's
yep,
eligible
so we do conduct a QA. Okay, we do conduct a QA English test. So if you don't have the MOI waiver, if you don't meet the HSC requirement, or you don't have the entry requirements for the IELTS, then you can sit our English test. So it's the exact same as how
I'm not sure if it's Ruhena's one or if it's everyone's. Guys, has your screen freezed?
Yes, we're here, but our screen has freezed. I think it's Ruhena's internet connection that's dropped again.
Correct.
with you.
She's back. Is she back?
Yeah. They'll inform you if what happened.
I think Ruhena's internet connection.
Can you hear me? I was speaking all this time.
Yeah, Ruhena, can you just start again?
Are you there?
The last 2 minutes, the last 1 minute was cut out. Yeah, we can now. The last one cut out.
Okay, I'm just going to say it from the beginning again. Okay, so if you don't have the requirements to, sit your English, then that's fine. Then you can do an internal English test with us. And it's the exact same as how you would do it, your IELTS exam, like in the test centers, but instead it's free of charge and it's with our internal team. So all you have to do is either email us or get in touch with your consultancy, and they'll let us know, and then we'll send you a link. And with that link, you just need to give us a few details, so your name, contact details, your reference number, etc. And then once you submit that, that will automatically get sent to our English team, and the turnaround time roughly is around 10 working days, so they should give you a date within 10 working days. They'll ask you to submit a declaration form, and on that declaration form, it will say what you can and can't do. So once you sign that, you submit it to them. That's fine. So the English test, it will be of 4 components. So speaking, listening, writing, and talking. Yeah. No, wait. Speaking, listening, writing, and what's the last
Reading.
one? Reading. Sorry.
Speaking,
Yeah, reading.
right.
Yeah. So speaking, reading, listening, and writing. So you'll get tested on those 4 components. So once you do have your interview set up, they will ask you to have, there's a few things that you need to abide by. So you need to have very strong internet connection. You need to be in a well-lit room. It will have to be like my room. As you can see, it's very bright. There's no one else in here. They'll also ask you to lift your camera and then turn it around so they can see that no one else is in the room. That's also, yeah, that needs to be done. If at any point your internet does fail on you and the test is interrupted, then it's cancelled. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not allowed to resubmit or you can't do it again. The English test team will get in touch with us and they'll just let us know, like, hey, speaking, writing was conducted. We just need them to do reading and listening. So then we'll rebook it for you guys, and then you just do the last 2 components. The test is 3 hours long. Is there anything else I'm missing out on? Your test is 3 hours long. You'll get assessed like a normal IELTS. So someone will be watching you and you just take the test, and you should get your results in about a couple working days. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. And you should get your
Okay, thank you, Miss Rohana.
I can hear myself. That's really weird.
So can I.
I think.
Ashika.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Can you all hear me?
We
it's
can,
fine
but
now. Yeah.
Can everyone hear?
Rohana still talking. We're hearing Rohana's background, like things that she has said 1 minute ago.
Hello.
Still
Hi.
coming.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you? Yes. Are we live now? In terms of voice?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I have got another question from Mohammed Russell. So he wants to know whether he can apply with Duolingo. So which university out of these 4 accept Duolingo test? He has 20.
Rohana, do you want to take that one, Duolingo?
We're not accepting Duolingo anymore. Yeah, we're not accepting Duolingo anymore. We did in the previous intake because there was a lot of it was difficult for students to get their IELTS due to the COVID, but unfortunately for January 2020 onwards, we're not accepting Duolingo.
There's a question there at the bottom. I could see I will be graduating in December 2021 or May 2022 if you want to apply for MBA program. Okay, that's a very long time left. 2022, we're not sure exactly where we're going to be, so we'll leave that question aside, but get in touch with us in 2022 because you've got quite a long left. Once you graduated, I think it would make sense. Like we said, people's mind do change. We just don't know where you're going to be in May 2022.
Okay, we have a question from Ahmed Nubil. He wants to know, how can I apply without IELTS? You answered. Did you
I think
answer
we've
that
also
before?
covered
Yeah,
that.
so that's basically what I've mentioned. So if they don't have IELTS or HSC or MOI, then they would sit our internal English test. So it'll be the same way as they would have their IELTS.
Yeah, we'll answer that again,
Okay.
just so that he's also clear. QA English test is only provided to students who can communicate with you in English. So for a student to do a QA English test, they have to have a conditional offer letter. If they don't have a conditional offer letter, they won't be eligible for a QA English test. You then would have the choice of requesting the QA English test, but you need to make sure student is able to communicate with you in English. If a student comes into your office and speaks only Bengali, we would not recommend that person to do a QA English test. It is a free of charge. but there is a cost to us, and we do not put that in place to the agent or to the student. So we want the agent to use their own initiative and put only students that they believe would pass their test or put forward. The waiting time is around 2 weeks to do a QA English test, and results come within 2 to 3 days. So if you've done IELTS before and you've only got 5.5, I would recommend do the QA English test. If you've done IELTS, you got 5.0, I would recommend you do the QA English test. If you've done IELTS and you got bands with 4.5 within the last 6 months, then generally you would have no chance of failing. So I would still do more preparation before you do the QA English test. So everyone is eligible for a QA English test, but you need to know how to communicate in English before you are put forward to QA English test. Where a student doesn't have IELTS, if you want to apply to Ulster University, if you have 55% on your HSC and a degree done within the last 3 years, you can apply for a degree without IELTS. If you have IELTS, you need UKVI IELTS for foundation. However, a normal IELTS for undergraduate and postgraduate is accepted. So an ordinary IELTS is accepted for undergraduate and postgraduate. It's only for foundation you need UKVI IELTS. I hope that answers your question. There's a question there from Saqib Chaudhry. How much scholarship can I get from Roehampton University for undergraduate program? Okay, at the moment from South Asia, we are currently not recruiting for undergraduate courses. You can apply for an undergraduate course in Solent University, which is in Southampton. That's only 1 hour, 20 minutes away from London. You can apply for an undergraduate course there. The scholarship within that university in Solent is 20%. So whatever the fee you see, from the fee, we would automatically, because you guys have attended this event, we'll give you 20% scholarship for all your students for Solent University, 3,000 to 4,000 scholarship for Ulster, and 4,000 to 5,000 pound scholarship for Northumbria, depending on what course you have applied for. I've completed, there's another question. I have completed Dakil 2000. What's Dakil?
So it is equivalent to like SSC, and Alim is HSC. So this is from the Islamic Board of Education in Bangladesh.
Okay, it's done Alim. Can I apply for a UK student visa without IELTS? So that would be very different. He does the Alimi course. What course is he going to look to do in UK? We wouldn't have anything along the line of Alimi course. Do you have any IELTS for MBA if already have done bachelor degree from Australia? If you are looking for an MBA, you need 2 years work experience. As long as you have 2 years work experience, you can apply for MBA. All you need is 2 years work experience. It could be part-time. You could be the same time while you are studying. You could be working in a British educator's office. It could be anywhere. You could be working in your father's business. As long as you have 2 years work experience, you will be eligible for MBA. If you wanted to apply for MBA with Ulster University, as long as you have 55% on your HSC and you've done a degree, you won't need IELTS. Hope that answers your question, Sazal. Ruhena, do you want to take that one? Mohammed Russell?
I have Duolingo over 120. Can I apply for master's program? No, unfortunately, we're not accepting Duolingo anymore. Yeah, that's not going to waive your English, I'm afraid. So you would have to do your IELTS.
You could do your IELTS or you could do your QA English.
Another question. So a lot of students, they have completed all levels. They have grade C. Students like from who has TOEFL or like, who has PT. So is that accepted by QA, or like it's just only IELTS, O levels English, and then just QA test?
Good, Ruhena. Do you want to take that one?
Sorry, did you say if we accept PTE and TOEFL? We do accept. Yeah, we do accept TOEFL or PTE. It just needs to be equivalent to the IELTS entry requirements. So yeah, we do accept them. It's not just IELTS or the internal English test. If you do have your TOEFL or your PTE, we do accept this as well. It's just Duolingo, I'm afraid we don't accept.
Okay. So yeah. I hope the questions are done. So one last question, which was asked by Abidur Rahman Rubel, but the comment got missing because it was commented way back. He is an existing applicant. He applied for MBA with advanced placement, but he has received 3,000 scholarship. So he was inquiring whether he can get another £1,000 scholarship.
Sorry, he's got £3,000 scholarship. Yeah. What
Yes.
university?
He is going to Ulster.
He's got £3,000 scholarship. What country is he from?
From Bangladesh.
What course did he apply for?
MSc International Business with advanced placement.
Yeah, he should have got 4, Rihanna.
So I'll send this inquiry to admission for update.
Does he have his reference number or?
He commented on
Okay,
the
check
screen,
this.
so I could not find his comment, but I'll
Okay.
definitely send an
Tell
email later.
him to email you. Tell him to email you with his reference number, and then you
Yeah.
email it. You email it back to myself, and then Ruhana could look into that one.
We'll amend this and give him an update offer letter.
If he's applied for
perfect.
MSc International Business with advanced practice, we'll give him 4,000 if it's from Bangladesh.
And the last question came from another student. What's the difference between normal master's program and extended master's program? Like, he wanted to know who can be eligible for the extended master's program.
Extended is only if you're not eligible for direct entry. So you don't just get granted extended. It's if you're not eligible for the direct entry for a master's program, then you have to do the extended version. So if your bachelor's didn't meet the entry requirement for the master's, then you just do the extended version. It's 3 months extra. So a normal 1-year program would be 12 months, and the extended version would be 15 months. So if a lot of times students do say, "Oh, I don't want the extended, I want direct," but unfortunately, because they didn't meet the entry requirement, they have to do the extended.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. If a student has a third class, in another word, yeah, if a student has a third class, so not a pass rate, not a first class, not a second class, but I've got a third class, they have to apply for extended. That extended for 3 months basically bridges the gap and makes them into a 2-2 because of that 3 months work, yeah. And then it's like then they go straight into the masters. However, if you have passed your degree, you cannot do extended. Extended is only provided to a student who's got third class, so lower mark pass rate. They'll be able to go to the extended. We call it extended with All-Star. We call it graduate certificate on his own, or we call it pre-masters. 3 names, it's the same thing. Yeah, so it's like pre-masters one where a student has got third class. Any student who's got third class needs to do a pre-masters, graduate certificate, or extended, whichever way you want to call the names.
Okay, perfect. So Hamid bhai, Ruhena, it's a pleasure to have you guys on board today. We are almost about to finish our live session with QA. We get to know a lot of good things about the university and studying in the UK. Also, the personal experience from Hamid bhai and Ruhena, like, what they did and where they are now. So, Hamid bhai, do you want to say anything to the student?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to say thank you, listeners, for listening, especially the 40 students who's watching us in Silla in that big screen. Hi, hello, everyone, and we hope to see at least half of you guys in the UK. So
yeah, make your applications, guys. Make your applications.
Good
luck. Say
luck.
something in Sillati, Hamid bhai.
Ruhena is the best.
Ruhena, do it.
No, I'm not Bengali.
Very good, Ruhena. You got your listeners. Just tell them in Bengali how they should apply, and you're looking.
I don't know how to. No, unfortunately, my Bengali isn't fluent, so I don't really know how to say it, and I don't want to embarrass myself. But I'll say in English. Please do make your applications. We're more than happy to assist you, and we'll be supporting you every step of the way. So any small questions that you have, feel free to email us, email your counselors. We'll be here for you guys, and we can't wait to see you in the UK.
Great speech there from Rihanna. So yes, in another word, yep, we look forward to seeing all of you guys here. Like we said, we've done this collaboration with the British Educare. They are one of our top agents there. They're going to support you guys all the way through from your application stage all the way to until you get you guys your visas. So give them your trust, give them the support you need, and they'll put that time and effort on for you guys. Yes, we are there to help you guys, but please get all your correspondence via British Educare, and they would collaborate with us, and we will together get you your visa that's required. So we see you very soon. And Rihanna, finish off with the Sillati word, please.
What's that?
It's the goodbye in Sillet.
I'm not sure how to say it. How do you say goodbye? I'll say it, but I don't know how to say it.
But just tell them to make the applications and with British Education. We look forward to seeing them in UK in Bengali.
I can't. I'm so sorry, my Bengali is so bad. I can't.
Hamid bhai, you go ahead.
I mean, why don't you say it? Go on. Your Bengali is fantastic. Go on. Do it for our listeners.
How should we say it? Shohal application malaw. Okay, now I gave up there, guys. I don't think it's gonna work. But yeah, make your applications as soon as you can. There is an opportunity for you guys to take that scholarship. Like we said earlier on, not everyone is eligible for a scholarship, but if you guys are in this group here, every single person is gonna get that scholarships. Ronnie Bhai, I don't know if is Ronnie Bhai listening to us?
Yes, he is.
Ronnie Bhai, where is your questions?
He sent the questions through WhatsApp Messenger to us already.
Okay, tell him to join the panel once we end this live session, and then we're gonna have a quick word with Ronnie Bhai.
Okay.
Okay, so you could say, so should we say bye to our audience and then we'll add Ronnie Bhai?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, but you could do the finishing speech.
Okay, so student, we are going to end our live session here now. Thank you, Hamid bhai. Thank you, Ruhera, for giving us time and giving the valuable time to the students. Share a lot of information. I hope to see a lot of applications from you, and hope to see you in UK with QA and the universities.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. See you soon.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Stay safe.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Are you going to? Yeah. Once you end the live session, let me know.